Hello, everybody. This is Joseph P. Farrell with news and views from the Nefarium on Thursday, September 24th, 2020. Actually, this may not be news. This is more like a good belly laugh from the Nefarium. But we'll get to that in a minute. Don't forget, tomorrow we do have a makeup vid chat for last week's vid chat that I was not able to do because of some just personal stuff that I just could not avoid. So we do have a makeup vid chat tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m. U.S. Central Time. As always, I'm going to be in there early for the pre-chat banter that we always have. And tomorrow, starting tomorrow, there is the 3-page limit. It is in force, and that means it's 3 pages on my end, not your end. Okay, and I'm going to be very rigorous about this. And also remember, you've got to get your comments and questions in by the end of today whenever I go to sleep. So if you haven't got them in, get them in. If you already sent them and were unaware of the 3-page limit, I will grandfather in what you've already sent. But anyway, with that in mind, let's turn to today's news. And you'll notice I'm now inserting my anti-COVID virus defense mechanism into its prescription aerosolizer, and I am now lighting my anti-COVID virus defense mechanism. Thank you, France, for doing the study. Everybody throw away your face masks and take up smoking. Because according to the French, smokers are 19% less likely to get whatever this virus is. I've been calling it the planned scamdemic and the magic virus. If you thought the magic bullet was helpful and useful, the magic virus has proven to be really much handier to accomplish all sorts of nefarious political agendas. And I'm linking 2 articles to today's news and views. The first one I'm going to talk about. The second one I'm not going to talk about at all. But it's this article here. It's 11 pages long when you print it out. And the article is actually titled Open Letter from Medical Doctors and Health Professionals to All Belgian Authorities and Belgian Media. In other words, Belgian doctors have had it with the narrative. And they have put out this 11-page letter reading the riot act on all of this lockdown, wear your nose bag, all of this, and socially distance, folks. Don't forget to socially distance. And we're practicing social distancing here because I'm behind the screen and the computer microphone and you're behind your screen. So hence we don't have to appear in our nose bags. But I had to share this one. I was actually spending about 2 hours today going through all of my emails, trying to find something that I wanted to talk about. And I kept coming back to this article because it really is priceless. And believe it or not, this is from CNBC. Now, those of you who are not in the United States, CNBC is one of our major American propaganda media outlets. Most people in this country consider it on the liberal side. I don't particularly care because the article itself is just a gas. All right. Anyway, it's titled CDC, Center for Disease Control. This just came out 3 days ago, folks. Monday, September 21st. CDC says it erroneously posted guidance that said coronavirus spreads through the air and travels beyond 6 feet. That's the title of the article. It's not even a good headline. I mean, come on, folks. And, if you've been following this planned scamdemic narrative, They keep moving the goalposts. First, we had to hunker down and lock down because we didn't want to overload the hospitals. Then we had to hunker down and wear nose bags and socially distance because we didn't want to spread the disease. Then we were told, well, some of the nose bags don't really effectively block a virus from traveling through the nose bag. And then we had doctors in the United Kingdom coming out and citing studies that had been done of wearing surgical masks in the operating room. And lo and behold, they discovered it doesn't really do anything. So on and on this goes. All right. Now, the most interesting thing in this article, and I hope you'll catch it, I'm just going to read a few paragraphs from this very short article on CNBC. It's edited by Berkeley Loveless Jr., all right. And here we go. A sign informing people to stay 6 feet apart stands on Marina Boulevard at Marina Green in San Francisco, California, United States on Wednesday, March 25th, 2020. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said Monday it erroneously posted guidance saying the coronavirus spreads through airborne particles that can remain in the air and travel beyond 6 feet. Whoops. So out goes the social distancing narrative. You'd better stay 20 feet apart just to be on the safe side. Anyway, to continue, the updated guidance posted on the CDC's website on Friday, the updated guidance, yes, folks, we're sorry, in the middle of this planned scamdemic where the statistics and the basis of compiling these statistics keeps changing. I mean, the state I live in, the United States, just changed in the last 2 weeks the way it's compiling statistics. So we don't know how many cases there are, how many people have unfortunately died from this because they keep moving the goalposts. Science. Follow the science, folks. Anyway, to continue, the updated guidance posted on the CDC's website on Friday also recommended that people use air purifiers to reduce airborne germs indoors to prevent the disease from spreading. Well, folks, let's just throw in the towel if that's what we need to do. Let's throw in the towel and all go out and buy hazmat suits. And wear them at home and walk around in public with them. I mean, it's that ridiculous when you follow the logic to its ultimate conclusion. Anyway, to continue, quote, a draft version of proposed changes to these recommendations, draft version, was posted in error to the agency's official website, the CDC said Monday. CDC is currently updating its recommendations regarding airborne transmission of SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes COVID-19. Once this process has been completed, the update language will be posted. Now, notice they said update language, not the update, not the updated science. But the updated language, okay? Now, I'm skipping a couple paragraphs here and pointing out that in this article, they attach a video. And the video caption says, the CDC, the U.S. should have enough coronavirus vaccine to return to regular life by the third quarter of 2021. In other words, folks, if you're looking at it with the extremely jaundiced, skeptical eye that I am looking at it with, they plan to keep everybody locked down, businesses closed, until the third quarter of 2021 to get whatever post-American election violence either side may have planned locked down and complete the smooth transition of power. That's the way it looks to me. And probably, do a little financial resetting along the way. Oh, my. Anyway, to continue. So, Originally, the goalpost was, well, we've got to contain and control this stuff by summer. Then, oh, well, we're expecting another outbreak in the fall. We've got to do it then. And then we've got to keep locked down until we get a virus, or pardon me, a vaccine. And now, if you've been following the story, vaccine tests in the United Kingdom have been suspended because a few people are coming down with unexpected neurological diseases. Oh, my. Follow the science, folks. To continue, the World Health Organization has said COVID-19 primarily spreads through respiratory droplets that pass when an infected person coughs, sneezes, or breathes, and I would assume talks. So, folks, stop the spread of the virus. Don't cough, don't breathe, don't sneeze, and don't talk. Studies have shown that the virus could spread through aerosols in the air, and the World Health Organization has said it is monitoring emerging evidence of possible airborne transmission. I thought that's what droplets in the air were. Okay. So in other words, it's droplets or it's not, and we don't know, but we're monitoring this. It's the magic virus, folks. It keeps changing. And isn't that interesting and convenient? The update, skipping a few paragraphs here, the update comes after the Center for Disease Control reversed controversial coronavirus testing guidance that said people who were exposed to an infected person but weren't showing any symptoms did not necessarily need a test. Now everybody's got to get tested. And folks, I'm suspicious of that, because I think what they're doing is they're looking for something else in the guise of the tests. Many public health specialists criticized the CDC's language and testing guidance in August for appearing to play down the significance of testing people who don't have symptoms, but who might be spreading the virus. Studies have suggested the virus can spread through the air. A study published by researchers at the National Institutes of Health earlier this year found that particles of the coronavirus released by talking, there we go, folks, don't talk to each other, can remain in the air for 8 to 14 minutes. Wow. Well, hold your breath for 14 minutes, folks, and don't talk, and then talk. In July, the World Health Organization said there is still no definitive evidence that indicates the virus is spreading widely by air, although it added that the possibility of airborne transmission in public settings cannot be ruled out. Listen to that sentence again, folks. This is what happens when you let bureaucrats be in charge of your health. Listen to it again. In July, the World Health Organization said there is still no definitive evidence that indicates the virus is spreading widely by air, although it added that the possibility of airborne transmission in public settings cannot be ruled out. So, in other words, either way, they win. If the coronavirus does primarily spread through the air, masks may prove to be more important than ever. Okay, I still have yet to figure out, folks, how you can sit around and force people to wear nose diapers to prevent the spread of a virus which is magnitudes of order smaller than the pores in any mask. It's like erecting a chain link fence to keep out a sandstorm. And call me naive, they may have some scientific explanation for that, but as yet, I've not found any good ones. So in other words, you are doing the equivalent of wearing a chain link fence to keep out a sandstorm. That's what's going on here. Final paragraph. Both agencies recommend that people wear face masks. Studies suggest the mask may serve as a helpful barrier to spreading infection. Now, folks, I've encountered people since the beginning of this thing who are not wearing masks, but are wearing face shields that cover the eyes, okay, and the face. It's just a plexiglass, clear plexiglass kind of shield, like a sneeze shield at a salad bar, okay? And they get these bizarre, angry looks from everybody else in their nose feeder bags. And yet, to me, it makes more sense. If you're going to do something to prevent the spread of a virus in droplets that are traveling in the air, that would seem to be a more sane course. But no, we can't have sanity, can we? So we've got to all wear face masks to stop the spread of a virus attached to droplets in the air. But if it's aerosolized, I mean, if it's pure air now that they're talking about, a face mask is going to do you even less good, it would seem to me. So in other words, bottom line here, if you read this whole silly article, they don't know what they're talking about, but they're using their power to keep everybody locked down and keep economies ruined. And now doctors are saying enough is enough. They are in Belgium. Read that attached Belgian doctor letter article. Where I live, doctors have initiated a lawsuit against the city officials who passed a mask mandate. And the reason they're doing it is they're citing actual science and studies about the efficacy of these masks. So in other words, this is the magic virus, folks. I'm not saying that people aren't suffering or dying from this thing. They most certainly are. But the response to it is way, way out of proportion to what's actually going on. And that means, in my opinion, there's another agenda, and it has nothing to do with health. It has everything to do with power. It has everything to do with these people's proclivities to tyranny. And it has everything to do, I just betcha, to a little bit of geopolitics going on in the world right now and to financial reset sort of stuff. Anyway, have a good laugh. Read the CNBC article and make sure you read that article by doctors in Belgium. It's long, but well worth your study. Anyway, in the chat room, Cranky Smith said, but Joseph, the TV presenter with the perfect intonation and electronically enhanced voice, said there is evidence that mask works. What more do you need? They said science, so shut up. Oh, I agree. They invoked the magic word science. I must therefore turn off my own mind and bow and scrape before the article on. Yeah, and then Max Little in the chat room just said, but people play with their masks and touch their faces and possible contaminated surfaces. So masks are psychological and manipulation. I agree. This whole thing is, it's really comical if you stop and think about it. What the product that they're trying to sell. And of course, we can't have hydroxychloroquine, a little pill that costs about $1. We have to spend billions on vaccines, which in the UK are already showing signs of trouble. Okay. I wonder if that's why Russia developed their own vaccine, because they can turn around and say to the West, oh, we don't need your vaccines, Bill. We've got our own, and they don't require the Microsoft update. I just wonder. Okay. Anyway, don't forget, tomorrow, vid chat, 2 o'clock U.S. Central Time. Get your comments and questions early. Get them in today. There is the 3-page limit, and that's 3 pages on my end, folks, not your end. So you don't even know what I have to do to print off the comments and questions. So, you know, I'm trying to teach you to be precise, get to the point, and move along, because one reason is we're getting more and more people in vid chats, and we've got to give everybody an opportunity to get their question or comment in. All right. So 2 o'clock tomorrow, U.S. Central Time, makeup vid chat for last week. I also have 2 other vid chats scheduled for the month of October. So please refer to those very, very carefully. Look at the schedule. And that's it. I'll be there early for pre-chat. We'll see you on the flip side, everybody. Bye-bye, and God bless.